Alright, so now we've made it up to this level, and quickly as we come over here I want to transform into vehicle mode and head over to this area where these guys are coming from, because I can sort of cut them off and take them out from behind as they come over here to fight us where we would normally be over there, and they sort of run around without really knowing what to do. There's a couple of soldiers as well as the two scouts that we just saw. But really I want to do this just so I'd have more cover, and because there's some other snipers up in the other area that will come around eventually. I throw my rocket launcher for some reason didn't want to lock onto that guy, even though he was in car mode. But we're almost at the top of this thing, so we only have a few more minor enemies to go, and then we'll be done. Moving up here, this is where the snipers are. They only seem to show up now. I'm not sure why I was worried about them down there, but whatever. Now I know. Over here is the photon burst rifle. I'm not sure if it's always here, but it was here now, and I'm glad for it because same thing goes as the Decepticon campaign. It's one of my favorite weapons in the game, so we're definitely going to use it. I largely prefer it over the pistol, even though it still takes roughly the same amount of shots with headshots to kill these guys. But it does more damage to an enemy that you couldn't kill with headshots, for instance. That's what's good about it. Speaking of the Decepticon campaign, I finally realized where Breakdown comes from. I figured I might as well touch on this since I discovered it and I have it fresh in my head. That I believe I looked it up. Well, I didn't. I inadvertently discovered it while looking through some information about G1. I believe Breakdown is one of the Stunticons, if I remember correctly. So he's part of a combiner, of course, much like Brawl and a lot of the other characters that they use for this game, like Air Raid and Silverbolt as well on the Autobot side. Oops, did I spoil it by saying that Silverbolt is in this game? Well, too bad, because we're going to have that revealed to us in a few minutes. There's a plasma cannon over here, which we don't want because it's bad. And there's going to be some Seekers up here fighting with some aerial bots. So while they're distracted, we can just kind of leave them alone. Or we can target them with a thermal rocket launcher and take them down with a single shot. The only real threat is when we get closer to the elevator, there may be some scouts that pop out of that. But that's really about it for this area. We're pretty much good to go. Alright, dealt with those Seekers. Well, all of them almost. Almost all of them. Already I need more ammo for the friggin' photon burst rifle. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get to that elevator. And there's the scouts that I was mentioning earlier that came out of it. And this is an actual proper elevator, unlike the ones we've been riding all the way up here. So, of course, the obligatory thing to do when you run out of ammo is use your vehicle weapon, and that ended up being the perfect thing to do against these guys. They barely lasted a few seconds. So I'm not worried about not having any ammo going up here, because we're going to get some when we get to the top, and we're getting ready to fight the boss of this level, who, as you'll be able to tell from the dialogue here, is Starscream. Obviously, we're not going to kill him because he still has the rest of this game and the rest of Generation 1 to live through, so we wouldn't be able to kill him all the way off in this game, but he still makes for a good boss battle. I wanted to have the clip when after Starscream's first line of dialogue here, I wanted to have the clip from the 1986 movie where Megatron says, "You're an idiot, Starscream," but I couldn't find the clip, so unfortunately we'll have to do without that. Alright, time to fight Starscream, who is looking fairly epic, and is still voiced by Sam Riegel, just in case you didn't hear me mention it in the Decepticon campaign, which I still think is pretty awesome, although it'll never really be the same as the original voice for Starscream. Rest in peace, Chris Latta. But anyway, This boss battle actually goes a little similar to the boss against Starscream in the second level of the Armada game, in the sense that when he turns into his jet mode, he'll sort of just fly around the area in a circle that you're fighting him in, and he'll just shoot volleys of missiles at you as he makes it pass around. And just like in the Armada game, they are a little tricky to dodge, but eventually you get used to the pattern and you pretty much know what to do. And the best weapon against him is the thermal rocket launcher, because he's a Seeker and he's always airborne, and we can pretty much always target him with it when he's in his jet mode, even if he's making these very quick passes. And as you can see, we've already taken out a quarter of his health just from this weapon alone. It'll still be fairly effective when he's in his robot mode, but his attacks will be much nastier in his robot mode, and we'll have to use the photon burst rifle a little bit as well. His particularly nasty attack is that one right there, where he spins around and shoots his null rays all over the place. I believe that's what it's intended to be. This is just signature cannons, which that'll do a hell of a lot of damage, but it also means that he'll be sitting still, hovering there in the air, so you can hit him a few good times. Now, one thing that's really annoying about Starscream, unlike in the Armada game where Starscream was a little bit ballsier and not afraid to run up in your face with a freaking sword, this Starscream is cowardly like Starscream should be, and will be flying around all over the place and refuses to sit still and will not get anywhere near you if he can help it. So hitting him is going to be quite a challenge because he's off the freaking walls, and like I said, will not sit still. So when he does his super deadly beam attack like that, where he spins around, that's actually one of the better opportunities to hit him. And just hopefully your other guys will do a fairly good job of distracting him to where he'll be focusing on dodging them, and you can hit him a couple times. But really, it's sort of just trial and error to hit him. But he doesn't have that many attacks in this form because he is too busy concentrating on dodging. But like I said, this his spinning attack is his most dangerous one, but the one that you can also hit him while he's doing it. We've almost got him now.